All right, and thank you for joining us. Once again, we here on the Black Summit. I'm Hendrix.
And I'm Brooks.
And we have a special guest in the house on the ones and twos. Let them know who you are, my brother.
I got a lot of names, but I ain't gonna lie, it depends on who you ask. But we're just gonna go by Q today.
Q.
Yeah.
I like
Q,
that. Like
Q.
GQ? Short for GQ?
Nah, it's actually short for Quailz, man. That's my
Quailz? Okay.
Quailz P, that's my stage name.
Yeah, Quailz P. Oh, you a hip hop artist? Or?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, that's one of my hats. Is I am a hip hop artist.
Brother wears many hats and he got on a hat. That's what's up. That's what I'm talking
no
about.
cap though.
No cap. Nice.
So what do? Are you like a rapper or?
I like to say I'm an artist because
Okay.
I feel like I do more than rap. I feel like I'm the branch between a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? I link producers with artists, which is technically producing, which I didn't know that. But I actually write songs for just more than rap. I could write for R&B people too. You know, so
Okay.
but I've been doing music probably seriously since like I want to say like 2009, 2010. I got an independent label, Elite Music Group, with my business partner Kay. We got a studio in Savannah, 400 Studios. It's me, my partner Kay, my partner Zach, and Phil. We all four owners, young black dudes. It's a part of a multimedia warehouse called The Collage. My partner Zay, he does tattoos and paintings on the other side, and we sell merch and stuff in there too.
Okay.
Nice.
So yeah, that's pretty much what I do.
So you from Savannah, Georgia?
Nah. I'm from Ridgeland, South Carolina.
Oh, Ridgeland, okay.
Yeah.
I know
And
Ridgeland.
if you know about Ridgeland, then you know it ain't really nothing there.
Yeah.
So
Isn't it like going towards Hilton Head?
yeah.
I have a cousin that been locked up out there in the Fed. That's how I know
that's where the
Ridgeland.
Feds is at.
Yeah,
It's right there
exactly.
off of exit 21,
Yep.
exit 22, depending on which exit you getting off of. But yeah, I'm from Ridgeland.
Okay.
I moved around a lot, so my ties is just not in Ridgeland. Like I'm from Ridgeland. I lived in Beaufort. I lived in Bluffton. I actually lived in Columbia and Linden, New Jersey as well. But my roots and just most of my upbringing is from Ridgeland. And Ridgeland just happened to be 30 minutes from Savannah. Savannah is more up and up when it comes to business. And truth be told, I wasn't even looking forward to, I wasn't looking forward, but I wasn't looking at all to open a studio. It was just a opportunity that was presented to me, and I just made it happen.
So that's where you reside, Ridgeland, currently, or you in Charleston?
Nah, I got a house in Somerville. I be
Okay.
I be all over, man.
Gotcha,
I be all over. My
gotcha.
daughter stay down there, so
Okay.
and my grandma, so I just it's no problem to commute down there, go back and forth.
And that's what's up. That's what's up.
Yeah.
So what do you like currently now? Are you film or what's up with that? Or what do you, are you radio? What is it? Radio, TV?
Nah, I'm a media arts and TV production.
Oh, okay, media arts and
Yeah. Interesting story about that. I started picking up the classes right after I got the studio. I was doing something regular. I was doing detail work. And once I got that studio, I was just like, man, I can't be doing this and doing that. Like I got if I'm not at the studio, I need to be around something that's media related.
Yeah.
So I happen to be a veteran too. So I called up the
Thank
VA.
you for your service, my brother.
Yeah.
Appreciate it, man. Thank
Absolutely.
you for yours too.
Appreciate it.
And I helped the VA. I was like, do y'all got like any programs or something? I was trying to get in like a Full Sail or just something, you know what I'm saying? Something that I could get in media wise. And they was like, we got something at Trident Tech. I was like, all right, I wasn't trying to go to school or nothing like that. I was just thinking that y'all had a program or something. But it ended up working out. It ended up being probably one of the better decisions that I made, especially in my later life, because like I'm a little bit older than most of the students here. So I kind of take it a little bit serious. But at the same time, I get paid to be here. So it's a whole different type of wave. But it's funny that everything I have done here has really nothing to do with my studio in itself, because, you know, everything kind of runs off Pro Tools. Yeah. But it does entail in media, which does kind of go back to that. So everything that I've been doing now has just been like film and just shooting, lighting, editing, A bunch of stuff that I never thought that I'd be doing. Stuff that I done been paying people to do for years.
Yeah, you know the know-how.
Now you're doing the behind the scenes.
That's good stuff.
Even creating graphics. I never thought that I'd be able to create graphics. Just past media graphics with a A. So
that's good stuff, man. Yeah. Good stuff.
Who would you say was some of your like influences growing up?
Growing up, I would honestly say it's like I grew up in the golden area, so I was born in '89, so I know what the golden era music sounds like. So I grew up like listening to Jay-Z, Outkast, a lot of Warren G. Yeah, shout out to like Warren G. I love Warren
G-Funk era.
Yeah, that G-Funk era, man. Regulate is probably one of my favorite songs.
Yeah. Warren G, nice.
Yeah, but I feel like I adapted though. Like a lot of people, they get stuck in that mode. Like they get stuck in listening to just the stuff that they grew up. But I grew up like catching on more so the Project Pad, Currency, Young Dolph, like that's like my influences and stuff like that. So,
that's what you on now, like currently.
Currently I'm listening to a lot of Babyface Ray. He's an artist from Detroit. I listen to a lot of hustle music, get money music, motivational music with substance, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, not just straight up just putting words together. I gotta feel it. So
yeah, I hear that.
Yeah.
Well, that's what's up, man. Yeah, thank you for joining us.
Yeah, man. Thank y'all for having me, man.
Yeah,
I like what y'all doing up here at the Black Summit Podcast.
That's right, man.
Yeah. Shout out to y'all, man.
Word. So yeah, we got a lot to talk about. We're gonna hop into some of these subjects. Jacksonville, Florida shooting. We'll be talking about that.
Tragic.
We'll also be talking about Steve Harvey.
Yeah.
And we'll be talking about a little bit of Vivek, it sounds like, again. One more time, your
guy.
Ramaswamy,
a.k.a. Salami.
All right, but first we're going to talk about this hate crime. This is a story from CNN. A federal hate crime probe is underway after 3 people were killed in a racist rampage in Jacksonville, Florida. Officials say, here's what you need to know. A federal hate crime investigation is underway after a white gunman with a swastika emblazoned assault rifle killed 3 black people at a Dollar General in Jacksonville, Florida, authorities say. The shooting claimed the lives of Angela Michelle Carr, 52, Anolt Joseph A.J. Legary Jr., 19, and Gerald Gillian, 29. The gunman is identified as 21 Ryan Christopher Palmater, left racist writings and used racial slurs before launching the attack Saturday and killing himself. Jacksonville, Florida, TK Waters said Palmater had worked at the Dollar General or at a Dollar Tree from October 21 till July 22, the sheriff said. There's no question the killings were racially motivated. The sheriff told CNN Monday he hated blacks, and I think he hated everyone who wasn't white. He made that very clear. This went down, very tragic. Apparently the shooter went to an HBCU college right before he had gone to the Dollar Tree.
And they didn't let him in.
Yeah, they said that a couple of people actually like tipped an officer off that he was coming in, and so they didn't let him in. And so he turned around and went to the Dollar General and went and killed these 3 people. One of them was a father of a 4-year-old, and so she lost her father. And I'm sure a lot of these are brothers and sisters and mothers and brothers. And so, it's just kind of tragic to see that this happened here in Florida. Your thoughts on that?
Well, let me ask, I didn't know he tried to go to a HBCU first.
Yes.
Was he did he have... Obviously didn't let him in. He looked very suspect. So and they turned him away. So the police didn't even try to apprehend him at that point.
So what happened was he went to the HBCU and he was putting on what people described as a like bulletproof vest. And it was a
Tactical
security.
gear.
So it wasn't the police; it was a security guard at the college that they alerted.
Wow.
And so he kind of went over there and just they didn't let him in.
But they let him get
But
away.
they let him go.
Yeah.
They didn't bother to call the police.
Let him go hurt somebody else.
So after the fact.
Well, I don't know that exactly. I think things are still coming out about it. I mean, from the sounds of it, it could have been a lot worse, with him going there. And but another thing, he was supposed to go to another Dollar General too. He went to like a couple of different spots and was almost like scoping it out before he opened fire on this one Dollar General. One of the people was actually, they were in their car in the parking lot and
he shot him.
So, yeah. And then he chased another woman out of the door, even though I think she got away. So
that's crazy.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy.
Y'all know anybody that live in Jacksonville?
In Jacksonville, Florida?
Yeah.
I knew a girl. I don't know. I think maybe she moved. I did know a girl who lived in. I believe she used to live in Jacksonville, Florida.
Yeah, for me, it do kind of hit close to home. I got my brother stay down there, my nephews, cousins, numerous cousins, classmates that I went. So Jacksonville, especially from where I'm from in Ridgeland, it's like 2 hours from Ridgeland. So it ain't nothing. It's almost
too far.
Yeah, it's almost like it's still like another home too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was kind of disturbing. That was real disturbing. It was just disturbing in so many ways because my fiance, she's supposed to go down there this weekend, but that's probably not gonna happen. I mean, due to the weather and stuff. But it's crazy, man. When I see stuff like that, I be like, I don't know, like who sent that person? Like, and where's the proof he dead? Like, I don't know. I don't. It seems like why everybody they do a crazy shooting because it take a lot of nuts. Well, no, it don't. But you kill all these people and then you off yourself and then that's it. I don't know.
I guess that's the easy way out, Yeah. I mean, I know this may sound crass, but if you hate black people and you don't want to see black people no more, and I don't wish violence on nobody, but then just kill yourself.
Yeah, just kill yourself.
You won't see no more black people. Yeah. You won't see nobody for that matter, which he ended up killing himself. But also it trips me out when you have politicians say that America isn't racist.
Right.
And I know you caping to your base to keep these votes coming in and, and to ride with your constituents. But, I mean, the proof is in the pudding, man. I mean, no matter what they say, America is a racist country. Either way you want to slice it.
Oh, yeah. And, Florida is one of the places that they pulling a lot of the curriculum as far as Black history out.
Yeah.
So it's ironic that it happens in a place like this.
Yeah. What's funny too is that Governor DeSantis, who's been behind, pulling a lot of the Black education out of the schools, went and tried to speak, right? Tried to speak.
Yeah.
And people were booing him
and he was cutting there. Speech short too, I heard.
Yeah. So
nobody want to hear that, man.
Yeah, I know. And there's no I'm not really surprised just because of how, openly people have been.
Right.
It seems like in Florida against like black people.
Yeah.
Like people are just like, they were, happy to see some of these bills get passed.
Right.
And some of these things happen. So, I mean, America is still racist. With that being said, I do think that it's not as racist, obviously, as it was like in the 60s.
Well,
but it is still around.
Era, it's still around.
Racism will never go away. No matter what we do, there will always be somebody, drumming it up again. I mean, the Nazis were in power, 80 years ago? 70? I don't know. A long time ago, but people are still walking around with swastikas and different things of that nature. So I don't think it'll ever go away.
Why you think that racism will never dissipate.
I just think that
and I'll tell you my theory.
I just think that
what I believe.
I just think that anything that's ever happened is going to happen again.
Right.
You know, we've seen that time and time
keeps
again.
Repeating itself.
History will always repeat itself, and so I think that's
especially
why
if you don't want to learn from it. You know what I mean? It'll definitely repeat itself.
Yeah, but I think it's mainly because I feel like people are trying to erase history.
Right.
And so
of course.
it will repeat itself.
Yeah.
And
trying
so
to make people look good.
Yeah.
What's your theory why you think racism will never end?
I kind of look at racism almost like religion at this point. It's something that people just believe in. Cause it's a belief, you know what I'm saying? Like you have to believe that your kind is superior to everyone else, and that everyone
ideology,
right? You know what I'm saying? So, cause like they always say that oh people aren't born racist. That's something that's taught. That's true. You know what I'm saying? Depending on your upbringing, that's how it's going to turn out. And then until you get into certain situations where you got to be around other races and stuff like that, that's when you might have a different outlook. But until then, you're gonna believe what your family taught you and stuff like that. And like he was saying, you know, all these Nazis and stuff was in power 80 years ago. So all we seeing is their offsprings and stuff like that. So and there's people that I know that's, like I said, that's young and they believe in that shit firmly. You know what I'm saying? So it's scary, man. But it's truth. It's the truth of it.
Well, actually, I think both of you guys are right. You know, history, not learning from it and repeating itself, and it's a taught. You know what I'm saying? I agree with 100% with both of you guys. Also, I believe that one of the main reasons why racism will never exist, the people don't look at. Racism is big business. That is, you know how much money they make off of that? When you got mass shootings, the NRA, they don't do anything with gun reform. They pay to keep politicians out of the way, you know, or the first thing what the media do, a white male kills another. Anytime a white person kills a black person, it's big business. It is big. And then you have a lot of corporations will do, we're doing sensitivity training, you know, or they want to do, how you do sensitivity training with a cop who is racist already, you know what I mean? Like, you know, like I agree with you. It is a learned behavior. Yeah. What's that lady, that white lady who always go around teaching, and she's saying like how racism is a taught behavior, and the way you learn it, you can unlearn it. You know what I'm talking about? It's an older white lady. Oh my goodness, I'll look it up. But I believe it is a taught behavior, because I look at little kids and see them of all races, see them play together. They don't think about the color, the hair texture, you know, your culture, your beliefs, none of that. Even when my son was little, I see them play with all other races of kids, you know? So it has to be taught. And I think, honestly, one of the most dumbest questions, and you know, they always say there's no such thing as no dumb question, right? I believe the dumbest question you can ask, how do we end racism? That is you know why it's a dumb question? Because deep down, you have racism, but nobody was never born that way. You know how, deep down, even if you taught, you know how to not be racist anymore. You can give a person a fair chance, and you got to like them or love them, or you know what I'm saying, or even go drink a beer with them. But you can look at them as a human being like yourself, and have a moral and an ethics behind you, you know what I mean? And be a genuine person and treat somebody the way that you want to be treated. I think that's a stupid question to ask, how can we end racism? Because deep down, everybody know within their being and their actual fire, but they know how to end racism.
But what has been abolished though? Like when you think about it.
What has been abolished about racism?
Like, I mean, no, just about anything. Like anything that they try to put an end to, it just like magnifies. Like everything. Like, so it's like they tried to abolish alcohol, then they brought it back. Oh, with the prohibition? And, now it's liquor everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Like they did shut down like Proposition 19 with the legalization of marijuana. but it's
In
legal in
some
certain states.
yeah.
But like that's real silly too, because
which is another prohibition actually on marijuana.
Yeah, and that's like real silly because they pass a lot of other stuff that's way more harmful than that, and at the same time, it's going to be out there. So it's like abolish racism. Like the only way you could abolish racism is if like they put it in the laws or something like that, where it's like. But I don't know.
But I think people still find loopholes.
Yeah, I think people it's still going to be around.
Yeah, still find loopholes. Like you said, it's taught. It's taught.
It is taught. I think that there are a lot less racists in the world now, but I do think that the younger generation, you know, when you're young, you're easily
influenced,
manipulated, and influenced. Yeah. And so that's why you could see a 21-year-old like this guy get indoctrinated and come out and do a shooting like this.
But like I mean to cut you up. Remember,
their minds can be molded.
That you said easily. 21. Remember the dude in Buffalo was 18.
Right, exactly.
Did the same thing.
Dylan Roof was what, 19, 20?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was young. He was young.
He didn't kill himself.
I think it'll always be around because, you know, you can manipulate the younger generation. You can, you know, indoctrinate them. And I think we're seeing an indoctrination, you know, with these kind of instances, but also with some of the different agendas that people are trying to push, you know, on both sides. So it's interesting to see, but, you know, and I think that, you know, it's incumbent on us to kind of bring up the people that we influence because, you know, whether we believe it or not, you influence people, I influence people. And so it's important to, you know, make sure that those people that we influence that are around us are being influenced by, you know, a good influence, you know, like we're kind of showing them the way. We're kind of showing them not to hate people. We're kind of showing them to love people. And so I think that's going to be something that we can do, you know, in this moment, because, you know, politicians are going to be politicians, you know, and, you know, people who hate people are going to be people who hate people. But, you know, we need to put more love into the world. And I know it sounds like very esoteric and kind of, you know, easy to say or an oversimplified thing to say.
It's the truth. It's the truth.
You know, we got to put more love out there in the world. And, you know, you just hate to see a story like this and something like this to go down. But we've seen it multiple times now. I mean, we're in a city right now where, you know, all of this happened, you know, 5, 6, 7 years ago.
Right.
And so, you know, it's you hate to see it.
It's a shame, man. I heard about this story, and I'm sure like you guys did, and it's almost like, you know, you hear about it, but you almost kind of numb.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It don't affect you like how when this thing first happened, you hear you almost like, dang, another one. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then you know, eventually, maybe about 2 weeks from now, you're going to move on to something else because it keeps happening. You know what I'm saying? It makes you desensitized to these tragic things. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like, you know, but to iterate on your point, like you're right, man. I agree. We need love, and if you think about it, that's one of the hardest things for people to do is to walk in love, man.
Absolutely.
That's it's easy, but it's so hard for people to do because you don't want to look weak and you don't want to embrace someone from a different culture. You know, I don't care what religion, race you are. Long as you don't harm me and mine, you know what I'm saying? You can do whatever you want to do, you know what I'm saying? Because the thing is, like, if you're going to hate me because I rob you, you know what I'm saying? I slept with your wife, I hurt you. You hate me for something I can't help. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, I hate you for something you can't help to be born the way you born. Yeah. That's asinine and that's very ridiculous.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I think the currency of life is just decreasing too, which I feel like Black people's life wasn't worth much for so long. So once we did get value to life, they just try to just take it right back if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? Because they say we is like 3/5 of a man.
Yeah.
So it's like once we got all these rights and stuff, they just like implemented so much different stuff to just take away from us, like drugs and
like, know your place.
Even with the music, man, like I felt like the early stages of hip hop, like it was more of a message. It was just more things that just was talking about the environment, more just expressing yourself.
Conscious rap.
And they was just, at first they didn't like it at all because it reminded them of like the Black Panther, just reminded them of something revolutionary. And the powers that be, they hate to see stuff like that. But then they figured out that, hey, we can kind of use this as an advantage if we like increase the message of violence and stuff like that. So, because he who controls images controls minds. So I think like with a lot of the people that's in power, they put a lot of their money into the negativity, you know what I'm saying? Because it could be more focused on the positive stuff if they wanted to. Just like if they wanted, like they could make a positive rap station, just like how a PBS is or something like that, where it's nothing but just friendly, nice, outgoing stuff just for that purpose. Right. But they spend millions and millions of dollars to magnitude the violence and the drugs and just everything else. So it becomes just another tool to kind of set us back. And I think us as Black people, we got to really understand that most of the stuff that happens in this country in particular, it affects us more than anybody. Like whether it's like the money, like inflation, all that stuff reflects mostly on Black people. Groceries, anything, like it's gonna affect the Black community before it affects anybody. And not saying that it don't, but it's just more prevalent with us. And we just like the least likely to succeed, you know what I'm saying? So
we definitely got to be mindful of the content that we create and that we put out as well, you know. But you know, before I know we about to segue, but you know, this remind me what he said about far as the big corporations, how they pushing the negative. I remember, did y'all see that Dave Chappelle special one time? When he was saying he was doing a skit or something like that, and he was using the word either, I think it's either as a homosexual term, either gay or I don't know if it was. I know they don't like that term anymore. Not trying to disrespect anyone for their sexual preference. That's your own business. You know, what you do is what you do. You know what I'm saying? Hey, have at it. You know what I mean? I wish you all the best. But he was using one of those homosexual innuendos, right? And then I think he said his I don't know if it was HR or somebody named Jan, and they called him in and it was like, Dave, you can't say that, you know? So he was like, okay. He said, you know, all right, I get it. You know, I don't want to offend nobody. He said, well, why can't I? He says, he's about to leave, so he come back. He said, hold on, why can't I say that? She was like, because you're not gay. He's like, okay, all right, no problem. Then he said, but then I doubled back. I was like, wait a minute. But you don't got a problem with me saying the word nigger. You know what I mean? He said, and I'm not a nigger neither. You know what I mean? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
You know, but I'm like, and that's one reason why I don't really use the word, and I don't try to refer to nobody as that. You know what I mean, and stuff like that. But yeah, that just, you know, the statement that you made about how they want to push out the negative so much. You know?
And trust me, I'm not woke in a sense of like, well, I just like, I don't know. I'm kind of, I wouldn't say a part of the problem, but I'm a product of the environment. But at the same time, like I understand now, like I'm old enough where I can reflect and be like, damn, a lot of this stuff wasn't cool. But a lot of this stuff is unfortunately a part of me. So, but I just got to, you know, just make better decisions, you know what I'm saying? As most people should.
Growth, mature, you know, like Muhammad Ali says, if a man think the same, if he think one way at 20 and think the same way at 40, he has wasted 20 years of his life.
Telling you, man.
You know what I mean?
It's got to be some type of growth, man.
It got to be some type of growth.
I think you got to stay true to yourself, but at the same time, it's like, it got to be like some type of growth. It got to be some type of elevation, some type of evolving or something like that. Because I feel like I'm going to always be the same person. It's just going to be a better version. You know what I'm saying?
That's what's up. Staying true to yourself. Yeah, that's what's up. I respect that.
Before we move on, I want to talk about the victims one more time. Just want to read their names one more time. Angela Michelle Carr, 52. Anolt Joseph A.J. Legary Jr., 19. And Gerald Gallion, 29. So those were the victims.
Yeah, man. Thoughts and prayers to the families.
Yeah, man. Much blessings to y'all.
Yeah.
All right, moving on to Steve Harvey. There was a rumor that was spreading over the weekend about Steve Harvey and his wife, Marjorie. Steve Harvey and his wife shut down foolishness and lies about their marriage. CNN. So the rumor was that Marjorie had slept with Steve Harvey's bodyguard and I think a trainer.
Not one, but two. It was the cook?
Yeah. Oh, it was the cook.
Yeah, he's a bodyguard and cook. He wear a couple hats.
Oh, okay.
Bodyguard and a cook.
Yeah, he was doing a lot there, huh?
He said, man, I can protect you and feed you.
Yeah. So this rumor like grew, and it was like a big rumor, and Steve Harvey was kind of trying to shut it down. And his wife came out and put out an Instagram post just basically shutting it down as well. We actually have a clip that we are going to play of Steve Harvey shutting that rumor down.
All right.
I don't know what y'all doing, but find something else to do, because we fine. Lord have mercy. Man, I sure wish I could cuss, though. You know, because sometimes you just want to respond, but I ain't got no time for rumor and gossip, man. God been good to me. I'm still shining. I appreciate y'all coming. Listen, fine.
That man said God been good to him. I heard that, brother.
Yeah, 400 million. God been great to him.
Oh, yeah.
My goodness. Lord bless me like that, please.
Yeah, that was him in Atlanta at a show. But this rumor was huge. It kind of just took off like a wildfire or something.
How did it get started?
Everybody was talking about it.
Who started it?
Yeah,
I don't know, man.
But that's not all to the rumor. It's that, and it was said that she said she wanted a divorce.
Yes,
and she wanted half.
Right.
So,
that was a rumor too, or she didn't.
I mean, that was
all together.
Yeah,
rumor.
Yeah, it was like she slept with somebody. She slept with Buddy, and then she want to get a divorce. I ain't gonna lie, I already had put my whole little thought process. I said, dang. I said, man, them boys are pimping Steve Harvey from the beginning. But Steve saying that it's nonsense. I don't know, man.
They have kids together, right?
Yeah,
because I know she had
Harvey.
kids.
Oh, actually, I don't know. That's a good question.
He had kids prior,
right?
So they have a blended family.
Yeah, Lori, her last name is Harvey, but I mean, I take the last name if you know what I'm saying.
Like you said when you worth like 400 mil.
Yeah, for real.
Hell, I thought he worth 100 mil. You said 400 mil.
Yeah, 400.
Oh yeah, he makes a lot of money. He does a lot.
Got bank. He don't got to do stand up no more.
He's got a ton of TV shows. He has like all kinds of stuff. So
yeah, Steve Harvey, he took a different route, man. He once he cut that hair, man,
he found himself.
Yeah, he got up in the door, but I don't really know what to take on that too much because it's like it's a rumor. Mm-hmm. He said something about it, but it seemed like he didn't fully address it.
Yes,
he just it was a vague reply.
Yeah, he was just like, man, people crazy, man.
He didn't go into detail
because I'm pretty sure you don't want people in your business, and it been a kind of hot week for him because they was on him about that tweet that he made, talking about the comedians, like what comedian do you think is not funny? Right. So he got the heat on him right now, so he is trying to just back it up.
He addressed that too.
Yeah, he said something about that too.
That I guess maybe a publicist or somebody over his Twitter, so more likely somebody gonna get fired. that they put that out there, and but I would think they don't approve the tweets before they go out. I guess maybe he's just too busy.
Yeah, I probably is too busy. I can imagine. I'm pretty busy, and I ain't got no $9 million.
Yeah,
but
I mean, yeah, I'm sure he's just like, yo, just post out things that
keep me relevant.
I would, you think I would say, but
I understand it happens. It happens,
But yeah, so you think that there is a little bit of truth to it, allegedly.
It got to be something going on, because something like that just don't fall out of the sky. Like, she's sleeping with your bodyguard / cook. And
I thought it was two people.
And the bodyguard, the bodyguard / cook is the person who introduced them to each other. And then it's like she won a divorce for $200 million. Like, something got to be going on. So like, I don't know what's all going on, but it got to be something going on.
So you think of, if they pimping them, she get that divorce, and her and the bodyguard, they're gonna be living large.
Her and everybody gonna be living luxury. Living in luxury.
You know something I heard? I'm gonna say allegedly, because I don't know. I heard before him. I honestly, I can't even cite my source. I'm not sure. I think I just heard it on the cuff. I ain't even gonna lie to you. But I heard that before she got with Steve, she was dating a big time drug dealer.
I could believe it.
No,
man.
That's not to say that she's the type of person who gonna do something like that to Steve or whatever. You know what I mean? I don't know. You know what I mean? Like I said, it's a rumor. I heard it when y'all heard it. You know what I mean? And we just here to address the rumor.
Man.
Well, I kind of agree with you, Q. I think that there is more to this story. I think that the way that he came out and addressed it is the same, just gave me a feeling of like, okay, yeah, this is kind of true. There's a little bit of truth in it, even though people may not have the whole truth. I don't know if they have an open relationship. I don't know if they, stepped out on each other and they handled it behind closed doors. And now this is like something that's old that people are bringing up. But I think there is some truth in it, to this rumor. And I think that's why they kind of addressed it too. Now, you could say, oh yeah, it got really big, and so that's why they addressed it. But I think that there's a little more to the story that we will find out eventually.
Yeah, that's Lori's mama, man.
But yeah, exactly, right?
That's Lori's mama.
I know, right? Like, so the apple don't fall,
Can't trust him, man.
She is the tree,
But I tell you what, man,
that
Steve,
the apple fell from.
Steve, you brought this on yourself, man. All that. Think like a man. Act like a man, bro. That was like one of the worst things that could have happened. It's like, bro, like you trying to give all these girls the cheat codes and stuff like that. But it's like you trying to generalize men. Like, I don't look at Steve as no player. He's a snazzy dresser, but he's not no player. Like, bro, this your third marriage?
Yeah, exactly.
It's hard for you to keep a broad, but you giving people advice. And that be the thing, man. People that be preaching and doing all that stuff, it's hard for me to trust them type of people. Because they image be solely on that. It'd be like, okay, this person for just steady giving advice, this, that. But what they got going on at their house, you wonder. And here you go. And Steve, he got an image to protect. He don't need all this stuff in the tabloids and stuff like that. He don't need none of that. Yeah. So he a $400 million dude, I guess. I did, like I said, I didn't know. I didn't know how much money Steve had until they said something about a divorce. Like, they was like, yeah, she wants half of his $400 million. And I said, woo.
Yeah.
Man. I said, golly, boy.
We'll see if they quietly divorce or down the line from now when it died down, or if mysteriously that bodyguard / cook end up getting fired. And if that happened, he going to come out. He gonna spill all the tea.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He gonna dump the pitch out. He gonna spill everything. So
$400 million, boy, you getting knocked off, boy.
Well, he's benefited off of all that stuff, and I mean, like you said, I think mainly because women love him so much.
Oh, he'll find somebody else easy.
They're always like, and they're the main demographic that watch his TV shows too. Like
especially that Steve Harvey show.
Yeah, the Steve Harvey show.
Women in the audience.
Family Feud and stuff like that. So and then he has like a show where he's like a judge.
Yeah, a little fake judge.
Yeah, so
and he got the radio station too.
Yeah, he still does the radio. So you know,
busy man.
He's
Now that you name all that, if something did happen, she had ample time to do it.
Oh yeah,
and he stayed gone.
He does do a lot.
He stayed gone.
So these women got some tricks up their sleeve too, man. Like you see Scottie Pippen. Scottie Pippen wife, she messing with Jordan's son. So I look at her and I kind of look at her in that kind of same light. Like I don't know the woman like that. I could be wrong. But man, it just seemed like these women that's in the spotlight and stuff like that.
Level, huh?
Yeah, because they husbands be super busy. Yeah. And they be trying to get what they looking for. At the end of the day, a person is a person. Like no matter the status, no matter the money, they still got wants, needs, pleasures, fantasies, all that type of stuff. And me personally, if you ain't knew somebody before the fame and all that stuff, like you can't just say that they just love you for you. They don't even know you. You know what I'm saying? They know your success.
That's true. You're right.
So how can you truly love someone when you ain't never seen them struggle? You know what I'm saying? You coming into a hell of a situation.
Yep.
And what she brought to the table.
Yeah, good looks. or he have to find somebody who's a millionaire as well. She got something to lose too.
I will say this shows you that it doesn't matter as a man how much money you make.
Don't matter.
You know, your girl could be stepping out on you. Don't matter. It's like it's kind of crazy to see now. You know, like
I'm telling you.
And I mean, with all the stuff that's happening, I mean, if you look at people like Will Smith and his relationship and
the entanglement.
I mean, even like, you know, some of these men who are just like their wife didn't cheat on them, but it feels like their wives were kind of disrespectful to them in person, like Steph Curry's wife a little bit.
Yeah. Really?
You know, she had like a whole thing. I don't know if you saw the clip.
No,
she was like fawning over this random dude.
I missed that one.
So it was kind of, I mean, listen, she was probably trying to like get a clip on the show or something, but also it was just kind of weird. Like, yo,
I guess I was sleeping on it.
But that was her second.
That was a little disrespectful.
That was her second, her fault. Because the first time she was saying like, she likes attention from other guys. She said that a couple years ago. Yeah, and I think they was in the finals when she said that. Really? I was like, man, this girl tripping, man.
I know women in general love attention. Even a female told me that.
Oh, yeah, for
women
sure.
love attention, but you got to be very careful when you have a female who like attention from, like your attention is not enough.
Yeah.
I get it as one thing if you're not giving her any attention, then obviously, like you see humans, she may seek it from someplace else. If she done try to tell you, look, you need to change, you know, but when she likes attention from other men, you got to be very, very mindful of that.
Yeah, man, we got to stop ignoring the red flags. I feel like we definitely got to stop ignoring the flags, man. Don't try to turn these women into something they ain't. Well, certain ones. You got some good women out there. Like I don't want to be the one that generalizes everybody.
Yeah.
Right.
But America, man, is just a rough place. See, fortunately for me, I live in another country, so I see the difference. But like here, you really got to have your stuff together. And then once you got your stuff together, it's like you got to do so much to protect what's yours. You know what I'm saying? I feel like these dudes that's successful, they shouldn't have no problems at home, especially from these women. Like that's their dream. That's what they want.
Yeah,
they get it and just be ready to throw it away. But that's because they done got in position. When you ain't got nothing, you can't pop it like that. Yeah. But once you done been with this man for a while, you done stacked a few million, and it's like, okay, now you start feeling yourself. You smelling yourself.
Yeah.
It's a cold game, man.
Yeah. Y'all think the women are the true pimps?
Yeah.
they the true pimps?
Yeah.
At least now in this era, they the true pimps.
Man. Yeah.
and the men are the tricks, huh?
Man, look at the music. Look at the women. About 20 years ago, we had what? Actually, you had Lauryn Hills, you had Lil' Kim, you had balance. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Now
they want it.
Everything
They're telling you gotta be packing, gotta have a big meat.
Yeah.
Gotta have a big bankroll.
Yep.
And you gotta have a big car, big jewelry. You gotta have some gotta have a big gun. You gotta be a killer.
And you got to be sensitive at the same time.
And you got to be sensitive.
And you got to be about at least no less than 6 foot.
Yeah. And you got to be you got to be certain complexions too. So I don't know.
Exactly. That's what Ramaswamy should have talked about. That's the unicorn. Where that dude at?
I'm telling you,
they got all that, man. That is the unicorn right there.
I swear, man. These women be trying to have creative players, dog. Yeah. Like, they should be the gamers, man. They should make all the men they want to on video games. And tell them what to do, train them. Like, I don't know. Yeah. They might need them little blow up dolls and stuff like that. For real,
it's just not realistic nowadays.
It's not, bro. It's not. And like I said, for a black man, bro, just know what you up against. It's a lot that you up against out here, man. So try to just pour into yourself and find peace. Don't try to find peace in a woman. Find peace in yourself.
You got to
find peace in God, man. Because me, I'm gonna be real with you. If the relationship I'm in right now don't work out, I'm not doing another relationship. I'm gonna focus just on me, because like that take a lot out of you. I hopped in from one relationship to the other with no healing. Didn't even know what the word healing was, because they don't even allow black men to use words like that. That just came out like after COVID. That's when they started focusing on black men mental health. They just started caring like about 4 years ago.
Right. Yeah,
they ain't never cared how we felt and stuff like that. Like, so now, like, all this and stuff, like some of my partners, they be like, yeah, bro, I go to therapy, but a lot of people keep that stuff quiet because when we do stuff like that, we looked at as a whole type of stuff, and we get called a lot of different names and stuff like that. But man, I'm telling you, man, take time to focus on yourself, and don't just fall in love with these American girls. There's some girls in Europe that'll love your dirty drawers, man. I'm telling you, you ain't gotta have no Benz. You ain't gotta have none of that. All you gotta do is have a good conversation, man.
We say they don't care if you a bus driver.
Man, listen, man.
They don't care if you a bus. You don't have to own a bus. You can be a bus driver.
I'm telling you, man, because that's what it was. It's this documentary called "Why Black Men Move to Brazil." And
I ain't need no documentary to tell you that.
But see, from the outside, from the first stance, it's like, okay, yeah, we know why, because there's nothing but beautiful women over there. But the treatment is really why a lot of them guys moved over there. They felt like no matter the status that they had in life, they were still a man. No matter if they worked at a restaurant or if they was like a CEO, they still get the same respect as a man. And I think that's what men yearn for in America, but it's just not sought. You know what I'm saying? So,
facts.
Yeah.
I mean, it's some women would. I'm not saying every man is perfect. Nobody perfect for that matter. But you know, there's some women with baggage and they expect the world, and then you got some men with baggage and they expect the world or whatever. Yeah. Everybody work on yourself, you know. Get your mind right and work on yourself, you know.
Yeah, man.
That's the key. And it is tough. It's not an easy thing to kind of work on yourself. Because there is, like you guys were saying, like, you know, there's a stigma that comes with like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go to therapy. Like, I'm actually going to admit that, like, I need therapy, you know? Right. And so a lot of people shy away from it. And, I think especially in our community and black men. So, yeah.
Have any of you guys ever had therapy?
Oh, yeah.
I've never had therapy. I mean, that's not to say that, hell, I don't know, maybe I need it, you know what I'm saying?
It helps.
But I did a documentary with a therapist and went around and filmed some of his case studies. And he was saying the same thing, man. You know, the stigma with a lot of black, he was like, you know, you can't pray it away sometimes. Yeah. See, God ain't going to fix it. You can't just go to church and sing it away. Sometimes you need the help. And some people have to take it a step above, and they actually need some form of medication. Yeah, because depression is real.
It really is.
Yeah, it's real, man. Really some people have died because of depression.
Oh yeah,
you know what I'm saying? That's a real thing.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of men are themselves too.
For real, man. Because it's getting to the point where they just don't feel valued, and they feel like they not enough to the world. And it's like, who want to just keep up? Just every day, just feel like you pleasing somebody. You pleasing your boss. You're doing what you gotta do to please your lady. You're doing what you gotta do to please your kids. Right. But at the end of the day, you just getting none of that. Like, none of that love is just being reciprocated. You know what I'm saying? Or very little of it. So now I get it, and I think most black males should definitely seek it, because it's a lot of messed up stuff that we see growing up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, in our world, it's like it's one in every family. Like you see a lot of from sexual stuff to drugs to violence. Just a lot of that stuff grow up with you and stuff. A lot of that stuff we think is normal. But when you get a chance to really reflect, it's like, okay, cool. And I think more so it's just really talking to people. We don't really, a lot of times we talk to our homies and stuff or whatever, they enable us, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, or they're going through similar things, so they can't really feel your pain because they might be going through the same thing or worse.
Right.
So me, I felt like at some point I just didn't want to talk to nobody else, like just about my issues. I wanted to talk to somebody who was just gonna listen. You know what I'm saying? Somebody that was just unbiased, somebody that didn't know me, somebody that could just like point, or even worse, when you telling somebody your issue and they start telling you their problems. Like, come on, bro. Like, like for real. So
you trying to unpack.
Man. I think like with me, man, when I first went to therapy, it was actually like I was just trying to do it just to kind of get out of some trouble that I got into. But once I like really got in there and unpacked, I was like, man, boy, I done seen some things, boy, I've been dealing with some things. And it's like, yeah, this might have been the best thing. It might have saved me.
Felt that
like
weight lifted off you.
Man, bro, like for real, it'd be a lot that's unspoken.
Yeah.
I read somewhere like that said blacks in America suffer from Stockholm syndrome. That mostly all, this isn't our natural
habitat.
Right? They suffer from Stockholm syndrome, and they said like almost every black in America need some type of counseling. Just from what you're going through, from even if nothing necessarily happened to you, went on through your family, from all the way from Jim Crow and things that's been passed down, through the years, and like you said, the traumas that black household that face and things like that. When I'm coming up, I heard about my white friends going to therapy, but I mean I never looked at them funny or nothing like that. I'm in elementary school,
but
middle
you
school.
looked at it more low like that's a white thing.
Yeah. Real talk.
That's
right?
another
That's
talk.
how I looked at it.
My mom was like, because they'll tell you like black people never had a high level of suicide, even though you would think we should from what we go through, what I mean? You would think, we should, but they had a higher level of suicide and life was pretty much laid out for them. And when I say them, I mean in white America, let's call it what it is. You don't need to sugarcoat the name, but they had it laid out for them. And, but like you said, nowadays, the trauma is real, and a lot of black men and women, for that matter, are dealing with some issues, and need to get that mental health. Have a mental health check. Like I said, we all probably I probably need to talk to a therapist sometime. Cause we all need to talk to somebody.
Because everything is, like I said, magnified. You know what I'm saying? Like you got social media now.
Oh yeah,
it's a lot of imagery that's just being put in your face like all constantly. The time. You know what I'm saying? Like it's either booty, violence. Or like, or drugs or something like it's just something that's just always in your face, man. That's just like a vice, and it's like, oh man, you just got to find some type of balance, man. But it starts within self, though. Like we got control, like people, we do got control, but it's hard when you see everybody else doing this. It's like, man, people could be like, you know what, man, I'm gonna stay off the phone. But then you see your partners and stuff like, man, look at this. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of hard, man. It take a lot of discipline.
Have y'all ever took a break from social media? I know I have for like a week. Have y'all ever did that? Just got off social media?
Completely no.
He a millennial, so you know he ain't did it.
I mean, I'll take a break from things that I know is like a problem for me. So like TikTok, for instance, like I could be on TikTok for like,
what about Pornhub?
6 hours.
You gotta take a break from Pornhub?
Oh my gosh.
Oh man.
We can talk about that
self-care,
now.
Man.
Self-care?
Self-care, boy.
Self-medication.
Hey.
I actually like will go on like, like the NoFap thing. Like we don't have to talk about that. Like semen retention.
Semen retention.
You know?
The thing that Kevin Gates was talking about.
Yeah, like it was funny.
Joey Badass talk about that too.
It was funny to hear him like say something about that. But yeah, I do that. You know, every once in a while.
By choice.
So, yeah, I mean, I think it's important because that stuff is true. Like if you don't like do anything for like a while, like your testosterone levels go up. Mm-hmm. You know, you start feeling like a different person.
I can imagine, boy, because after a week, I feel like busting through the wall.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Hold on, how long you did? How long you went?
It makes you appreciate women. It makes you like want you to like go get a woman, you know, like stuff like that.
Yeah,
so
your libido was like he's virile now.
Yeah.
How long did you do?
The longest that I can go is like maybe 30 days.
Really?
So, yeah. I can't go any longer than that. I know there's people who are like, yeah, I went 90 days.
Man. Damn. After that, you raping yourself, huh?
Yeah. I mean, like, I could not go that long.
Man, I was in.
Like he said, like after a week, you start feeling that shit. You're like, God damn.
I'm telling you, you're gonna go through puberty again, man, bro. I remember, I don't know how long your basic training. Matter of fact, you in Army, your basic training was a little bit longer. Mine was, I think, was like, at the time, it was like 9 weeks or something.
Yeah, that's about ours. Yeah.
Man, like, of course, you know what I'm saying? There ain't nothing going on in there, but, bro, I promise you, bro, like, after, like, probably, like, 2.5 weeks, probably, like, on my 3rd week, I started having wet dreams and stuff, boy. I'm talking about, boy, I'm busting on my damn self.
You building up.
I said, boy, I'm like, mind playing tricks on me, boy. I'm like, oh, my God, boy. I'm like, boy, I got to stab something, boy.
Yeah.
First piece, I remember the first piece I got after I got out of basic, bro. Oh, man, I ain't wanted to do nothing all day but have sex. That's it. I think I dedicated that whole day. I broke damn curfew. I was like, man, I got to give me some ass.
When I was in AIT, but basic, they gave us, we got a thing called 0 week. Where you just processing, getting all kind of shots. Mm-hmm. Like one of my partners, like we had a co-ed barracks. Mm-hmm. And of course I didn't hook up with no girls. And one of my partners tried to hook up with a girl. He's like, man, he's from Miami. Do that Golden Mile. He's like, man, my dick couldn't get hard. He said, man, I think them shots they give us. Then I thought back, I said, damn, you know something? I don't recall ever getting hard when I was in basic. I don't know. They might have given us some shots with something, man. I mean, but when I got in AIT, bruh, it was on.
Yeah, see, when I got to tech school, it was over too. It was over. Like, I got to tech school, I went into the pool, bruh. And that was the first time I seen girls like just in their bras and their panties. And there was one girl that was there with me. I was like, man, you know how they call people to get out the pool to clean it and stuff? Yeah. I was like, man, I'm glad they ain't doing that right now. She was like, why? I was like, I just looked down. I was like, man, I said, well, I'm rock hard. Like, she was like, And she did like a foot. She waved her foot past and she was like, I was like, yeah.
Probably turned her on too.
I said, boy, it's been a while. It's been a while, boy. Like niggas backed up, boy.
Backed up ain't the word, boy.
Yeah, man. So I salute you, Josiah, because I don't know, man.
I've done it, but I didn't realize that's what I was doing. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I'm serious. I done it unintentionally because I think I was like just focusing on something, and I wasn't even thinking about sex or being with a woman, Mm-hmm. But they do have a thing. I don't know if y'all ever heard of it. And once again, social media. They had something called the No Nut November.
Yeah, I heard about that.
You heard about the whole month November. No Nut November. I like, dang.
That's crazy. I've never done a November. I don't think I've lasted
during
that
month, man. Yeah. You know how much Thanksgiving?
Yeah, I mean that's what
somebody's giving some giving things. I'm telling you, man. Telling you, man. I don't. Hey, just. To each his own, man. But I definitely think everybody needs a break, though. Like, whether it's a few days or a week or so, like I think everybody kind of need like time to collect their stuff and just get their mind right, because your sexual desires will get the best of you. That's like one of the most underrated vices ever. Like sex, man. Yeah. Like
that's how you end up with rapists and pedophiles. You know,
And just unhappy homes for real.
Yeah.
Like some dudes just can't keep it in their pants, bro. Like they can't stop hitting other women, bro. Like it's like they can have it all laid out and stuff like that, but it just be
their primal desire to take over.
Which who knows is that if that's even how it's supposed to be? Because me, like I think so out the box now, man. Like I don't know, I don't know what all I can say on here, but if you have experienced psychedelics and stuff like that, you done gained your third eye. And since then, I just been like, you know what? If I was God, I'd be pissed. Like, God ain't intent for us to be governing each other and making all these laws and rules and stuff and just having passports. Like, the earth should be your turf. You should be able to go wherever, whenever. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, even like with the marriage in America is totally different from marriage in like Africa. Like over here, they could have a whole bunch of wives. Over here, we got to believe that we supposed to have one wife, loyal to one woman. Like that is kind of hard, especially when you a black man. Cause it's like, no offense to the other races, but we got what it takes. You know what I'm saying? So we got what it takes, man. This is very hard. Like, I don't know, like me, I always just wonder about that. I'm like, man, I know this rule was made by white men, because it's no way. It's no way. How can you just have this one woman? I don't know. And it's, I mean, you can, but I feel like that should be your choice. You know what I'm saying? If you want to be with more than one woman, and if more than one woman want to be with you and they cool with it, cool. Like, who's to say? You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like all ways of life should be accepted, like not just partial.
What is that, poly?
That's a poly
lifestyle.
And man,
if you could, how many wives would you have?
Probably just two.
Just two?
Just two?
Probably just two. I just be needing that balance. Well, I hope I don't get myself in trouble. But if it was that way, I wouldn't mind too, because it just seems like to get everything you want out of one person is very hard. It's very demanding and stuff like that. A lot of times, I'm pretty sure y'all experienced this, but you got your good girl on one side, and she's the one, you know, cook, clean, do all that good stuff, plans trips well and stuff like that. But then you got your fun girl, and your fun girl, she's just naturally fun, naturally outgoing, brings the best out of you, like naturally with no. But too much of this fun, you know what I'm saying, and too much of that, like it'll have you stuck up. So it's like the balance. So yeah, man, I felt like Buddy and what was it, Superfly? The newest rendition of Superfly. He had two, and it looked like he was doing all right. So you know, but if I could, I would, but can't. So
and this climate with these women out here, hell, it's hard to satisfy one woman.
That's the thing
too. These women are here.
And that be the thing too. And what happened when most of the times when you feel like, all right, you done had it up the head with a woman, or it's like y'all going back and forth and things ain't going over. What you want to do? Want to bounce, don't you?
Yeah.
Most men do, and like. They ain't saying they ain't coming back, but like most men just want like, yo, I don't want to deal with that right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause like, bro, like we are a lot more peaceful than we put off.
We just want peace.
I'm telling you,
that's all men are not really confrontational creatures.
Nah.
You know, we creatures of habit, but we not really confrontational. That's why two men can beef, then maybe, but depending on the magnitude of the beef, maybe, you know what I'm saying, give it a little time, they can be cool again. But women. Oh, they hate you to the grave.
I'm telling you, bro.
They confrontational, man.
You
know? And I think men who are over confrontational, they some bitches. You know what I'm saying?
I believe that too.
You know, I mean, you got too much female trait.
You man.
Argue about every little thing all the time and stuff like that.
That'd be crazy, man. Dudes that like to talk about people a lot, dudes that like to fuss a lot and just like start just confusion. That just baffle me, man. I'd be like, that's like some real female tendency type stuff. Like,
are you all in female business all the time and stuff like that?
Man, boy,
know
a few,
man.
All right. Well, moving on to the last story.
We got another time.
We'll talk about this for just 3 minutes. Just 3 minutes. I was gonna end it, but I was like, since I said it, I guess we got to go into it.
Go ahead.
All right, Vivek
Oh yeah, your
Ramaswamy.
boy. I forgot about your boy.
Vivek Ramaswamy got Donkey of the Day on the Breakfast Club. Thoughts quickly.
I think he deserved it.
Yeah, I think so. White supremacy not existing.
Yeah,
it's a unicorn.
he
He
said
admitted
that he doesn't think that white supremacy exists.
Why does he not think that?
And I think
he's so close.
he's white, right?
it's ironic. No, he's actually an
that's a
Indian
black dude.
No, he's
Indian.
He's Indian. He's
Yeah.
like Hindi.
This the dude that run track, right? Or something like that. Was he like an athlete?
No, he's a businessman.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
he's
So
a
he's not a
billionaire.
politician.
That's him right there.
He deals
Oh,
with.
Yeah.
man.
I think
he look
amassed.
Cuban.
He amasses wealth off of pharmaceutical companies, right?
Oh, he's a
Is that what
drug
he got?
dealer.
Pretty much illegal drug
He's a
dealer.
drug
right?
dealer. Hey, yo, my man told me, I hated this, but just a little segue. My
No, go
partner,
ahead,
he
go
told
ahead.
me, he was like, man, if I knew that I could sell drugs legally, I would have been a doctor.
There you go.
He said at the barbershop the other day, I said, damn, that's real.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's something
But
for real.
I think that little dude ain't qualified, man.
Nah.
Little cute.
Man.
little
That's his
dude.
boy. That's his boy.
Y'all hating on this guy.
He from
he's,
Florida?
He's actually not my boy. I don't know where exactly he's from. I just like hearing him speak. I think some of the things that he says a lot of off the wall stuff like white supremacy doesn't exist. And like I don't really like his policy of like, if you're under 25, you can't vote.
Yeah.
You know,
take the
like
civics test.
yeah, I wouldn't agree with all of that, but I mean like
That alone, he's
just-
not going to win.
just on some of his policies and some of his vision for the country, I don't see anybody else who's like shouting out these ideas. And the only people that I see is like a Bobby Kennedy Jr. But
Cornel West, what you talking about? Come on,
it's interesting because, I don't know if I'm going to vote for Biden again, like I can't,
I mean, I don't even
like,
vote, but yeah,
So-
I think I'd come out of retirement just to vote for Trump probably. Because I mean,
Yeah? 2024?
Man, it's no good old white men in this country. Like, it's all of them got something that come with them, man. So if you look at, it's nobody that you're gonna agree with all the way. Like,
Never.
I didn't agree with a lot of things that Trump did, but his actions, a lot of that stuff I did agree with, because like that's what the country needed, somebody like that's real stand up type of guy, like a little aggressive.
He's so unorthodox. That's what you liked about him.
I just like the transparency, man. Like I like that he didn't hold his tongue and stuff like that. Like Obama. Like I'm gonna tell you what made me not vote. When Obama was being elected president, I was like kind of like fresh out of high school. I think I was like 18, 19. So they said before you guys vote, we want y'all to take like a test, like a democracy test or whatever, because a lot of us ain't really know nothing about no politics or nothing at all, beliefs and stuff. It's like, so here's a list of the things you believe in or you think that's cool and you think that's not cool. You check and you see which party you fall in. I fell in Republican.
Okay.
So I said, man, I don't want nothing to do with this. After that, I was like, yeah, I ain't vote for Obama. I ain't vote for nobody.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, man, because it's just something that I really don't agree with. I'm like, this is kind of scary because, like, yeah, this person got the image and it seems like he wants what's best for us. But a lot of the stuff that this dude stand for, I don't even really believe in. So why would I vote for him? And then you got your own people trying to persuade him because he's black or because this and that.
Yeah.
Like Joe Biden said, like, you don't vote for me, you ain't black. Ain't did nothing for no black person, man. So yeah, man. At least with Trump, like I said, he's not the best. He's definitely not the best. But I respect him more than Biden. I definitely say that.
I hear you. I hear you.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not against Trump supporters, at all. I think that, listen, he did do a lot of good things while he was in there, and a lot of people can't admit that because they just hate him so much. And it's like, nah, man, it's just about like we didn't have any wars going on. This inflation wasn't this high. Like, some of the stuff that Biden's doing right now is just like, what is going on?
Sending all that money to Ukraine, man.
Exactly.
That's something I really do not agree with.
Exactly. And I think that somewhere along the line, I think that Black people kind of forgot what the goal was. The goal was to push Black agendas. Yeah. You know, and this is kind of what got Ice Cube in trouble. Because you remember right before this latest election, presidential election, he like went to both camps. He went to Biden's camp and he went to Trump's camp. And he said, yo, I want to put forth like a Black agenda. And the Biden people didn't get back to him, but the Trump people got back to him. And then they tried to swing it as, oh, he's a Trump supporter and all this other stuff. And they really came at him. Ice Cube. They came at Ice Cube. Like, what?
He should have stood on it. He should have stood on it.
Yeah. And like, it's like,
I remember that the platinum package, what they called it.
Yeah.
Which I think it was bullshit. Because reason being, now granted, I'm not knocking Q for talking because they want to talk. I think that was bullshit because you waited till the last hour to say now you put something together for Black people that you throwing together, but you wouldn't think about us doing your whole term. Yeah, you know. I mean, had it went through, good. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I'm all for it.
I just think that like we're so like locked in to a party, and I don't think we should be that because that's why we can't get bills passed because we're so locked in to this party, and people know, oh yeah, they're gonna vote this way, so we ain't got to worry about them. We don't got to pass that George Floyd bill. We don't got to pass some of this other stuff that would help Black people. Yeah, and so it's like, yeah. We can count on it no matter what because we got them locked in. Yeah, and that's why Joe Biden could go on a show and tell a Black person that, you know, if you don't vote for him, you ain't black because he knows he gonna get that vote no matter what. And so, yeah, anyways.
I think Black people, man, own businesses. You know, it's nothing wrong with being a Republican or even if you decide to be Democratic. But if you are on Republican side, own business, at least then these white people will be working for you. Yeah. They'll be working for you to get the least taxes. You don't pay as much on your capital gains. You know what I'm saying? You get more passive income. Own businesses if you're going to be a Republican. Own business. If you own business, like when I used to own a couple of rental properties. And I remember I was working for this Indian dude at the time, and he had a couple of properties too. And they was asking me one time, "Man, you Democrat or you Republican?" And I was joking, and I was like, "No, I'm a Republican." Oh yeah, we know you about that money. We know you about that money. And granted, they bought the money too. You know what I mean? But then I was like, "Nah." I said at that time, I said, "Really, I'm both." Because I'm on the Republican side because I own property, right? I need passive income. Democratic side because some of my tenants was on Section 8. Right. That's a social program, you know what I'm saying? So I was kind of in a gray area, you know what I mean? Where I pay less taxes on the properties I own, but the social program was paying my rent. You know, that's how I was getting, or at least on one duplex I had in particular. So it was kind of a gray area. You know what I'm saying? I feel
just like you. I feel just like you. Like I share beliefs on each side, so I don't want to choose. And I feel like doing that, it just creates like more segregation. Like this country just built on segregation. It's just always something to divide us. Like red and blue. Like keep them divided. And that turned into Crips and Bloods. Like I'm telling you, like it's. I don't know.
You sound like me, man. An independent.
Yeah,
I'm an independent.
I think that's the way to go.
Yeah,
being independent.
Yeah, I like to be independent, man. Just on what's right and what's wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like what's for real and what's right, what's wrong. Like I don't see no other thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, I subscribe to socially liberal, fiscally conservative. So
because I'll be real.
That's how I be.
It's some things I like that's on both sides, some things I hate that's on both sides. Yeah. And I'll be honest with you, most old school blacks, even though they vote Democrat, they really have conservative ways.
They do.
Like my mom is one of them.
They really do.
My mom too.
My mom was one of them, but I won't tell you what my mom say. Y'all disrespect the people out there disrespect my mom, I'm gonna be ready to fight. My mom has some conservative ways.
Oh yeah.
But dude, real quick, I know you want to rap, but what you said about it was something. He did come back and double down on what he said. Remember, he said that it wasn't no racism, that was just unicorn. But then he said there was racism on the far left. So therefore, he did come back and admit there is racism. But only time I saw it is on the far left because he was saying how they was making fun of his name or couldn't pronounce his name right or something like that.
Yeah, I just, we have to listen to the whole thing what he had to say because, these people can cut it up and chop it up, but if you ask him, if you sit down with him, like if we were sitting in a room with him, he would tell you that, it exists.
Oh, one-on-one, of course.
Yeah, I mean,
but not publicly.
No, I'm sure he said it publicly too. They're just cutting it up and chopping it up.
No, they played the whole thing, whole thing, and then he came back and said that he was saying, "No, I meant I haven't experienced it, and that's fine, and that's good for him if he haven't." But he said, but that wasn't the question. You said that it doesn't exist in the totality. Yeah. You should have just said, yeah, it exists, but I haven't experienced it. Because even Lil Wayne came out. I just find it funny that everybody's trying to tear this man down, but he's a brown man just like us, and and he's a successful guy. He's very successful.
He's not like us. Because his people, they come over here, they get business grants and stuff very easily.
Yeah.
The same things that we are not privileged to get, and we from here, but a foreigner could come here and get a nice little package to build their business, get a gas station. I'm sure he got a few. I'm sure he got gas stations in his family. So
hotels or something.
Yeah, hotels too, like for real. So it's like I don't even know too much rappers or entertainers or any of these people that's supposed to be having the money in our community that's having hotels or gas stations. And if they are, they're not doing it openly because they don't want to get hit by the demand that's above them.
You know what, man?
I just find it funny that everybody's coming at this man. I mean, there's so many other people that you could come at harder, like DeSantis or some of these other people.
Watch his mouth.
Some of these other people,
He's got to watch his mouth, man.
But man, let me segue for a quick second, man. I like what he said. Y'all know what a pact is? Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah. When you put the money to buy a politician, I think we should do things like that. It should be local. Like some black people they don't trust this person, and I get it. You know what I mean? Because we've been, with the Freedmen's Bank, when they took all the money from the black, and the black slaves had amassed this amount of wealth. So I think, man, with lawyers in place and things like that, they should be like pacts where they, you can put in a certain amount of money, and then that help you in turn buy a business, help this person buy a business. It's almost like a susu, because they say that started in Africa with villages. They pulling together to help this person, and you keep
pulling together resources.
Only thing with that is though, in order for people to eat, it has to keep on going.
Yeah.
But with the pack, local packs, you put in money. Let's say if he gonna do a convenience store. Boom, Q got a convenience store, right? And we started with our community. Then boom, Brooks, he got a laundromat. You know what I'm saying? The next thing you know, boom, I might have a little restaurant. You know what I'm saying? Now in turn, we starting to make that money. Our dollars recycling. We putting money back into the pack. Then somebody else can, before you know it, man, we have a whole bunch of nuanced black Wall Streets going on.
Yeah, we definitely need to own more things.
Oh my God!
Because all we do is spend money on stuff. Like we the biggest consumers.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, like
and
all we do is spend money on stuff.
If we spent that money on like buying, land and some of the,
do some stuff like that.
Owning some of our own businesses.
Nah, most definitely.
We could bridge the wealth gap in America.
Yeah, like if you say he owned 50 acres, we in the pack, then you get an establishment. He gonna let you put on the land, so then he gonna do is lease it to you, so he can keep eating because he got the land. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
You making money, he leasing it from you. Then I get something on his land, he leasing it to me, so he keeps eating. We keep that dollar recycling, man.
Right.
That at least that just my little tidbit on the Black Summit here.
All right. And with that, we gotta sign off.
All right. Yo, this has been a good podcast.
Yeah, this is a great podcast.
Yeah, man. Thank y'all.
Pleasure having you, my brother.
Appreciate
you. Know what I'm saying?
Appreciate
Let the people know how they can get involved with your...
I don't like people following me on everything. I'm not going to give y'all my Facebook because if you don't know me, you don't need to be on my Facebook. But you can follow me on Instagram at QP843. You can follow me at Twitter on X.
It's
not
right?
Twitter no more, but
it's
it's
X?
X.
Oh, okay.
You can follow me on X at QUAILZP. And if you want to check out my music or any of my content, you could look up Quailz P on YouTube, or you could look up Elite Music Group and check us out. Yeah.
That's what's up, man.
Thanks for coming out.
All right. Thank y'all. Appreciate
All
y'all.
right.
Black
See y'all.
Summit, we out.
We out.
Peace.